Friends, what actually causes depression? Especially when we talk about people who are rich, they have it all, but then you hear they have killed themselves. Suicide rates have really gone up. Why are people depressed? What is this one thing which makes people so much depressed? Now, let me explain to you. Have you heard great people who have suicided themselves? Like, for example, there is one guy who was really great. Everybody knew him, Avinci. And at the age of 24 years, with all the fame, a big star, somebody who can fill a whole stadium by himself, private jets, all the, booze and women and everything that he could ever imagine. Yet you hear the guy killed himself. You have heard about so many people who have made it all in life. They have achieved everything they could ever achieve, and yet they kill themselves. What is the issue? Why do people have depression? And not only rich people, even poor people, everybody is depressed. So what causes depression? Now, I want to give you this in a layman language so that you can be able to understand, but on a Christian perspective. Now, this is the thing. You see, anytime you achieve something, there is a chemical in your brain called dopamine, which is released. And this chemical excites you. It's only for the work of making you to feel it's like a reward system that God has put in our bodies, so that when you do something good or you achieve something, or somebody tells you you're looking smart, there's a chemical which is released, and then you feel happy, you feel excited. All right? So that chemical called dopamine, it's always activated whenever there is something which has been celebrated about you, something which has been said, you have been told a good thing here and there. Now, let's assume, for example, you're just starting life, and you happen to, you're buying a mattress and a bed. You've just cleared paying for that mattress and that bed. The dopamine will be released, and you'll be like, wow, I've moved on one step ahead. Then after that, I want to buy a TV, I want to buy this, I want to buy a car, I want to build a house. All that time, dopamine is being released in these moments of success. And dopamine, it is more enjoyable when it is more released. It is released more than what was released before. That's why you see someone who smokes cigarettes. If he smoked one yesterday, today you want to smoke two, because the dopamine has to be more than what was produced. Because if it is exactly the same level of what was produced yesterday, then there is no, it is a flat kind of happiness. Okay? So this is the reason why you see, when people achieve so much in their lives, they have all the cars that they're looking for, the houses they're looking for, they can travel abroad and back, everything. They have achieved all that a human being can achieve, okay? Now, what happens is, there is no more dopamine to be released. There is no more reward system for them to be rewarded. That's why they'll either now turn into being socialites, they'll turn into doing scandals so that people can speak about them, so that they can feel good, so that dopamine can be released again into their systems, okay? And then they can feel excited again. That's why you'll see rich women, rich men, they are doing bizarre things so that they can trend, so that people can talk about them, and then they can feel, wow, something is igniting in me. That's why you'll see politicians will always want to come up with something which, everybody's talking about them, so that chemical can be released. And you see that satisfaction of man cannot come from this. It can only come from God. And that is where the problem is. When you're looking for material things so that you can release or you can get satisfaction, then it becomes a problem, because you will never be satisfied. That is the reason why you see all these people who have really become so wealthy, so rich, yet they are so depressed, so lonely, feeling so bad about themselves, having a very cold life. Others have turned to be narcissists. Others have turned to be like cold-blooded people. Why? Because there is something from deep within which is lacking. And that's why they are depressed and suicidal. I was just watching Tyson Fury, is a world boxing champion. And he was giving a story about how he decided to follow Christ. And he was saying that he was at a point of, I've achieved it all. But then something deep within me is just eating me up. I just don't seem to get what is wrong with me. And he was at a point of suicide, and he was full of depression at the highest peak point of his career. With all good cars and everything, he felt suicidal. Why? Because that chemical could not be released. And let me tell you, my friends, if you want to live a suicidal-free life, depression-free life, put your life in Jesus Christ. The Bible says he's the author and the finisher of our faith. He sees the end from the beginning. And there can never be